Hi there, everyone. Hope you're doing good. Happy to see you. It's been a while. Happy New Year. I hope 2022 is, better. I wanted to let you know that I'm doing well, first of all. I moved into a new place with my partner. We're absolutely crushing it. And taking a bit of a break from, finding things to get upset about and then getting upset about them into a camera has been pretty healthy for me, all things considered. Go figure. I also wanted to let you know that I'm back to making content, but this time in podcast form. Huge announcement, I've started a podcast with my friend Shannon. It's called Skeleton Closet, and it's a horror lovers podcast specifically through the lens of the 2S LGBTQ community and sort of queer and trans perspectives in horror. Now, I wanted to record a video for this channel with Shannon to promote this. We had some technical difficulties.
Kind of. I can hear you, but you're nice and frozen on my screen.
And the footage that we recorded ended up being mostly unusable.
Your video is gone, but apparently it is still being recorded.
But I was able to salvage some of Shannon's footage, so I'll be sort of splicing that in to introduce you to them and to our podcast.
My name is Shannon. My pronouns are they and them. And I have, been in education for the past 7 or 8 years of my life. I started out university at McMaster doing my undergrad in social psychology, and then moved on to do my master's at the Memorial University of Newfoundland. And I've been studying sociology and the sociology of haunted houses. So I've become a bit of an expert in haunted houses and everything haunted and housey. I've been working on a thesis and studying haunted house on film. And so today I'm here to talk about queerness and horror, because I'm a queer person, I'm non-binary, and I've been studying horror and rather enjoy the genre.
And I promise I didn't take any of these clips out of context to make Shannon look like a weirdo. I wouldn't do that. I'm a good friend.
I started to like slugs and wished Santa to make my backyard full of slugs.
This podcast was Shannon's idea, but the second that they told me about it, I was like, you gotta let me get in on that, and they did very graciously, and now it's a thing. I'm a person who loves horror, I'm also a person who identifies as bisexual, and to me, there's quite a lot of overlap there. A lot of people who grow up closeted kind of feel like there's something hanging over their head all the time, and that makes the protagonists of horror fiction extremely relatable, in that they tend to experience a lot of dread and anxiety and mortal fear. We wanted to give people a space to talk about this genre that they love, and also a space where people see who they are.
Yeah, for all you folks out there who like the ooky and spooky, who like, checking under the bed for monsters, who are tired of hiding your skeletons in the back of your closet, let's talk about it. Let's get this shit out into the open. Let's have fun and, enjoy the horror comedy of it all. And to really embrace, breaking those social norms and have fun just shooting the shit about horror, about queerness, and about how being being whores. Being queer can sometimes be pretty horrifying. And honestly, I find it's nice to know that, I'm not alone at this kind of niche intersection.
And obviously straight cis allies are welcome to join as well. This is a big tent podcast community. I think given Shannon's background in sociology as well, there's going to be some good overlap here. People who like this channel are probably going to like this podcast.
But I got some creepy dolls.
So the format is every week, or every episode rather, Shannon and I are going to watch a movie or read a book or play a video game or watch a show. We're going to consume some form of horror narrative. And whether or not that thing is explicitly queer or trans, we're going to sort of read it for its relationship to queer and trans people and discourses. And it's not only us. We're looking to hear what you think about the art that we're reviewing. One thing that we're very excited about as well with this launch is we've also started a Discord server, so we want to invite people who listen to our podcast to come to our server and have a place to hang out and talk about the media that we're consuming. And then we will in turn share those thoughts on the podcast. Maybe you have knowledge that deepens our understanding of the art, maybe you caught a reference that we didn't, and so we have a place to share all those thoughts, and that helps us all to enjoy the art a little bit better. You can sort of think of it like a horror book club / movie club, if you like.
And on Discord, we'll be able to, chat about the different movies, your opinions, what the other queer folks are thinking about it, because, I only have one particular perspective on horror and queerness. Jake only has one perspective on horror. We're different queer individuals, but I know that, for every shade of the rainbow, there's a different kind of queerness. So it'll be cool to get audience feedback on ideas on these films and books and shows that maybe we haven't thought of. And so we can integrate that all together and have this really cool, welcoming, safe, inclusive community that, anyone who's ever felt kind of rejected by the horror community will hopefully be able to find some sort of home here and discuss with us and have their pronouns respected and stuff.
And then it also just serves as a place to hang out and talk about life in general or whatever else you might be interested in.
Woo! Let's be cowboys!
And that way, whether, all 1,200 of you decide to join us or whether 12 of you decide to join us, we've got a space where we can interact and make genuine connections. Side note, Shannon and I both thought the Discord server was a great idea, but neither of us knows anything about Discord, so the server is sort of very sparse right now. So if you happen to know anything at all about Discord, help us out. We are hopeless.
When you're just this is a flesh, I'm a bag of meat and flesh, and I am just existing. Yeah.
I think just me and Shannon's dynamic is very fun as well. We've been friends for 10 years, and we went to the same conservative rural high school together, so if you're after a show hosted by the two weirdest kids from your small town high school, you've come to the right place.
Ghost physics are something we've been working on for a long time, but we still don't have many answers.
We've been friends for so long that we used to call each other homophobic names, and now we host a queer podcast together. It's amazing how life works out. At the time I'm recording this, there are 2 episodes out right now that you can listen to. There's episode 0, which is just sort of an introduction to the podcast, further, talking about who we are, who I am, who Shannon is, what this podcast is going to be. And then there's episode 1, which is about the movie The Lighthouse, come out in 2019, directed by Robert Eggers, starring Robert Pattinson and Willem Dafoe. It's terrific. I will say the episode is just a tad too long. I apologize. We will get better at being concise as the podcast goes on. I promise. And episode 2 is going to be about American Psycho, directed by Mary Harron and starring Christian Bale. And I'm stoked to see what everyone's going to think about that one.
Do-do-do-do. 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 Do-do-do-do.
And so you can find links to our podcast, to our Discord, to our Instagram and our Twitter account for Skeleton Closet. All of that is in the Linktree link in the description. And I can't wait to see you there. As for me and this channel, I might get back to making videos at some point, but I don't think I'm really there yet. I'm sort of waiting for inspiration to strike. Right now in Ontario, there's a bunch of fascists and anti-vaxxers cosplaying as truckers, and they've sort of invaded our capital, and they're pissing on our war monuments, so, this is probably not the move. This is not the time to come back. That's not healthy. But one day, if the spirit moves me, you might see a new video on your feed. I won't really announce it. It'll just show up. And until then, I'll be hanging out in the Skeleton Closet accounts if you want to get at me. As always, I appreciate you people and all of your kindness. I hope you're doing well. Hang in there. And that's going to be it. I'll see you in the Discord. You're the best. And I think you're the best. Take care of yourself.
May your spirits be high and your houses stay haunted.